Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about the real-time concepts. In that we will discuss task, context switch and various task states. So let us begin from the learning outcomes. After completing this session, a student will be able to demonstrate concept of task. Second is context switch and third one is various task states. So task. So task is also called as a thread. Task is a simple sequential program that thinks it has the CPU all to itself. Each task is assigned a simple priority, highest priority, lowest priority. So each task is assigned a priority. If there are two tasks, let us assume one task is of maintaining the speed of vehicle and other task is of anti-lock braking system. So for anti-lock brake system, so that task is the highest priority than maintaining the display. So you can understand the priorities. Fourth one is each task is typically is an infinite loop that can be in any of 5 steps. So that should be every task is in infinite loop and it is having 5 states. First state is dormant state, second is ready state, third one is running, actual running state, fourth one is waiting state, and last one is interrupt service routine. This state is related to if this interrupt is occurred, so that state is called as ISR, interrupt service routine. So what is multiple task? So multiple task, this means first task, second task, third task. So each task is assigned a priority. So each task is having its own private context. What does it mean? Which include the register values, a program counter, a stack. So context means its status, task, control block consists of priority, its register value and the program counter and a stack. So every task is having its own private context. However, all the data global static, initialize, uninitialize and everything else is shared among all the tasks in the system. The RTOS has its own data structure which are not available to any task. So we can assume this RTOS will be in CPU and it will have its own data structure. So task is will not have any access to that data structure. So the important concept context switch or we can say task switches means what does it mean? If I want to move from one task to another task, so that will be our context switching. So let us assume there are two tasks are running, task 1 and task 2. It is the stack of task 1, task control block of task 1 and this is the second. So in computing, a context switch is a process of storing the state of a process or thread so that it can be restored or resume execution at a later point. So what is meaning? This allows multiple processes to share a single CPU and is a essential feature of multitasking operating system. When multitasking kernel decides to run different tasks, or if multitasking kernel that is in CPU decides to run different tasks, it saves the current task context in the current task context area. Okay, so let us assume that program counter. So the task 1 program counter is saved to current task context area and for the second operation the new task concept because we have to move from task 1 to task 2, no. So for the second operation the new task context is restored from storage area and resume execution of the new task code. So let us assume we want to move from this task to this task. Then what will happen? The multitasking kernel will save the current task context. Means current context is saved in its area, and while moving from task 2 to task 1 to task 2, it will restore all the context of task 2 from its area. So this is what context switching or task switching. Next is task state. You know what are the task states? Tell me which one are there. First one is dormant, second one is ready, then running, then waiting, then ISR. Okay, so we'll take a look one by one. First one, dormant. The dormant state corresponds to a task which resides in memory but has not made available to multitasking kernel. What does it mean? So dormant state means the task is present but that is in memory and it is not available to the multitasking kernel. So this is our dormant state. And second state is the a task is ready when it can execute but its priority is less than the current running task. Mean there is one task which is already running and that running task is having highest priority, no, that's why it is running, no, but below that task there is one task which is having less priority, so that task will be in ready state. Means after running highest priority task, the next priority task will be run, that's why that task should be in ready state. So second state is ready state. Now we will see among this operation among dormant and ready state. So from the dormant state, if I want to move the task from dormant state to ready state, then we can say task is ready. Now if task is deleted from the ready state, then again it will go to the dormant state. Next is a task is running when it has control of the CPU. So this is our running task. It will have all the control of CPU. So this running task is what the presently highest priority task. Now let us say if there is one task having highest priority than the running task, so that will be in ready state. So that task will move from the ready state to running state by highest priority task. And second, if the task is preempted, then again it will go back to the ready state. Now let's move on to the third state. Again, one more, if I am deleting one task directly from running state, then that will move to the again dormant state. Now next state is a task is in waiting for an event when it requires the occurrence of an event, waiting for an input output operation. So if task is waiting for an event, so that will be in one waiting state. Now let us say if one task is directly deleted from the waiting state, so that will go to the dormant state. If the task is if the task gets an event, then that task will be go to the ready state. And if the task current running task wants one event, so that is pending, no, so that task will be go from running state to the waiting state when task pending event. Now finally, a task is interrupted when interrupt has occurred and the CPU is in the process of servicing the interrupt. So what does it mean? The fifth state is interrupt service routine. So ISR. So if interrupt occur, if my one task is running, let us say one task is running and interrupt occur, then it will go to the from running state to the interrupt service routine this state. And if the interrupt is exit, then again it will go move back to the running state. So this is how all the task will task state will perform. First one is dormant state, ready state, running state, waiting state, and last one is interrupt service routine, ISR. So up till now we have discussed three concept of real-time operating system. That is concept of task, what is context switching, and last one is task state. So let's move on to the next video.